If you're in your 20s and feel like you're broke, stuck, and falling behind, this video is for you. Because here's the truth. You don't need to be rich to build millionaire habits. You need discipline, clarity, and consistency. In fact, the earlier you start, even with just $10 in your account, the more powerful these habits become. I'm going to walk you through the exact millionaire habits. I wish I'd started earlier. These aren't gimmicks or get-rich-quick hacks. These are real, repeatable habits that people across the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and Europe are using to quietly build financial freedom. Let's dive in. 1. Pay yourself first, even if it's just $10. Let's start with the number one millionaire habit, paying yourself first. This simply means you treat saving money like a non-negotiable expense, just like rent or groceries. Whether you're earning $200 a week or $2,000, always take a portion, no matter how small, and put it aside for you. Millionaires don't save what's left after spending. They spend what's left after saving. Even if it's just $10 per paycheck, it creates the mindset that you come first. This isn't about how much you save, it's about building the habit of saving, no matter your income. And over time, that habit becomes automatic. You stop thinking of savings as optional. It becomes your standard. 2. Live below your means, even when your income grows. This one might sting a little, but it's key. Lifestyle creep is the silent killer of wealth. You get a raise, and suddenly, you're buying nicer clothes, upgrading your apartment, splurging on that weekend trip. And now? You're making more money, but you're still broke. Millionaires resist the urge to inflate their lifestyle just because they can. Instead, they expand their gap, the difference between what they earn and what they spend. That's where wealth is built, in the gap. So even if your friends are flexing their latest purchases, remember, real millionaires don't need to prove anything. They're quietly stacking assets while everyone else is stacking debt. 3. Invest in skills, not just stocks. You've heard people say, invest in the stock market, and yes, that's important. But in your 20s? The best investment you can make is in yourself. Learn high-income skills. Things that are in demand across borders, like digital marketing, copywriting, coding, video editing, UX design, public speaking, data analytics. Because here's the truth. You can't cut your way to wealth, you have to earn more. Millionaires don't just rely on saving, they multiply their income through skills, side hustles, and entrepreneurship. You can go from earning $15 per hour to $150 per hour, just by changing your skill set. So take online courses, read books, watch tutorials. Practice. The ROI is insane. And no one can tax your skills or take them away from you. 4. Automate everything you can. Discipline is powerful, but automation is even better. Millionaires make good habits effortless by removing friction. They automate monthly savings, investment contributions, credit card payments, utility bills, rent transfers. Because the less you rely on willpower, the more consistent you become. Set it and forget it. Whether you're in the US using apps like Mint or Acorns, in the UK using Monzo, in Canada using Wealthsimple, or in Australia using Rise, use what works for you. The goal is to eliminate decisions, avoid late fees, and stay consistent, even on your lazy days. 5. Build a morning routine that isn't chaos. This one's underrated. Millionaires don't start their day reacting to the world. They start with clarity. They avoid the trap of waking up late, checking their phone first thing, scrolling social media, and rushing out the door stressed. Instead, they build intentional routines. It doesn't have to be complicated. A simple morning routine might include waking up at a set time, a glass of water, 5 to 10 minutes of reading or journaling, planning the day's top 3 priorities, quick movement, even stretching or walking. You don't need to become a monk. Just create space for stillness and focus before the chaos of the day begins. When you own your morning, you own your momentum. 6. Hang out with people who are going somewhere. Your circle is your shortcut or your downfall. If you're around people who complain, waste money, and make excuses, you'll likely do the same. But if your circle is talking about building, investing, creating, and growing, you level up without even trying. Millionaires are intentional with their environment. They don't just protect their money, they protect their energy. Here's a simple rule. If you're always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable, in a good way. People who challenge your thinking and raise your standards. Online or offline, community matters. So audit your circle regularly. 7. Track your money like a hawk. You can't grow what you don't measure. Millionaires know exactly where their money goes, not because they're obsessive, but because they're intentional. You don't need a fancy spreadsheet or complicated app. Just track. What's coming in? What's going out? What's being saved? What's being invested? When you track your money, you gain awareness. And awareness leads to better decisions. Most people drift through life financially blind. Don't be most people. Whether it's a free app, a physical notebook, or a digital budget, make it a weekly habit. 8. Say no more often than you say yes. Millionaires aren't just good at saying yes to the right things. They're great at saying no to the wrong things. No to impulsive purchases. No to unnecessary subscriptions. No to friends who want to just go out for one drink every weekend. No to expensive holidays when your emergency fund is empty. Every yes is a trade-off. You're trading future freedom for present pleasure. That doesn't mean you can't have fun. It means you choose intentional fun, not reactive spending. Start practicing selective yes. Your future self will thank you. 9. Delay gratification, but still reward yourself strategically. Here's a big one. Millionaires are excellent at delaying gratification. They don't need to treat themselves every time they feel bored, tired, or insecure. They delay rewards so they can buy freedom instead of just things. But they also know how to celebrate progress. Strategic rewards, after reaching a goal, can keep you motivated. For example, save $1,000? Treat yourself to a nice dinner. Land your first freelance client? Buy a small gadget you've been eyeing. Hit your monthly savings goal? Take a weekend getaway, budget it in advance. This builds positive reinforcement without derailing your financial plan. 10. Think long-term, act short-term. Millionaires aren't playing for the next 3 months, they're playing for the next 30 years. But here's the key. They act daily on their long-term vision. They don't just dream of owning property, starting a business, or retiring early. They take consistent, boring action every single day. You don't need a 5-year plan. You need a next step. Don't overthink it. Just ask, what can I do today that moves me 1% closer to financial freedom? Then do it. Every single day. 11. Avoid debt that drains you. Not all debt is evil. Some can be useful, like a mortgage or a strategic business loan. But in your 20s? The goal is to avoid debt that doesn't build you. Credit card debt, buy now pay later traps, high-interest car loans, personal loans for things you didn't really need. Millionaires avoid these like the plague, because interest compounds both ways. If you're in debt, don't panic. Create a plan. Focus on one card or loan at a time. Build momentum. But moving forward, pause before swiping. Ask, is this going to make me richer, or just make me look richer? That one question will save you thousands. 12. Stay curious, stay learning. This is the X factor. Millionaires never stop learning. They're obsessed with growth. Curious about trends. Always looking for the edge. Read books, listen to podcasts, follow creators who teach, watch educational videos, ask questions. In the US, UK, Canada, Australia, Europe, the world is shifting fast. The people who stay curious, stay ahead. Knowledge is leverage. And in the age of the internet, it's free. So feed your mind like you feed your body. Daily, consistently. Here's the truth. You don't need to be born into wealth. You don't need 6 figures in the bank. You don't even need a perfect plan. You just need to start. Start saving, even if it's $5. Start learning, even if it's 1 YouTube video a day. Start saying no, even if it's uncomfortable. Millionaire habits aren't built in a day. But if you build them daily, the results are inevitable. So if this video gave you value, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to Alpha Finance. Comment below. I'm building millionaire habits, because once you decide to become the kind of person who builds wealth, nothing can stop you.